Welcome back to the O Show, everything crypto and NFTs every day. I am your host, WendyO, and I have two amazing gentlemen here from the music industry. And I'm not going to introduce them because I tried to do that and it just didn't work out. But these gentlemen are from Rolling Loud. Y'all know I love music men. Gentlemen, please introduce yourselves.
What's up? My name is Tariq Sharif. I'm the co-founder, co-CEO of Rolling Loud Festival, all that good stuff. And who else we got?
Hey, what's up, guys? My name's Ronald, and I'm head of Web3 for Rolling Loud.
Thank you guys for helping me with your names. I know we had a few problems earlier today, which I will blame both of you. Anyways, though, for those that don't know what Rolling Loud is, can you guys please tell us what it is?
So Rolling Loud, we started Rolling Loud back in 2015. Rolling Loud is now the world's largest hip hop festival, I'm thankful to say. But it wasn't always that, it was a journey to get here. When we started, hip hop was not the largest genre, and we grew with it. And as it became the largest genre, we became the world's largest hip hop festival. We are now in 8 markets around the world. That's Miami, our home city, and then we're also in Los Angeles, New York, Toronto, Portugal, Netherlands, one to be announced market, and we're in Thailand. And we have been in Australia. We're not going back to Australia until like 2024, I believe. But yeah, we're all over the world. Our festivals are like at minimum 50,000 people per day. Our Miami show does almost 100,000 people per day. So it's a pretty big show that we've got going.
So what led you, both of you, to want to get involved in hosting a big festival, or at least starting to do this?
Well, Ronald's our head of Web3. I don't think he ever thought he was gonna get into this space at all. I've known Ronald since we were kids, but he wasn't in the hip hop space at all. He was heavy in the NFT space over the past few years, and I actually connected with Ronald and we thought it'd be a good idea to bring him on to work on this. But myself, just got into it because when I was in college back in 2010. Nobody was booking my favorite rappers for concerts in Florida. And I saw kids my age booking EDM DJs for nightclub events. And I could tell it was like a simple science of pay the artist, pay the venue, sell the tickets, make the money or lose the money. I found out pretty quickly because at first you lose the money, but we just cut our teeth doing that for 5 years before we launched the festival. It was very much just, I wanted to be in the music industry. I didn't know how to get into it. I didn't have the right prereqs to do like the music program at my college. So I just was like, oh, let me start booking shows. I'll be working with the artists and it'll get into something bigger. And I think myself nor my partner, Matt, had any intentions of starting a festival when we started promoting. But that was just like a natural unfoldment. It's pretty cool to be where we are now.
I feel that like that's a common theme when we're talking about the music industry. Most people that have been able to excel, whether it's artists or promoters or managers, whatever it is, they don't necessarily need schooling, because let's face it. And again, I'm not knocking college. I got a college degree because you have to get one. But let's face it, a lot of times people are able to find their way, especially in the music industry. You just have to be creative. You have to be a problem solver. You have to be able to figure things out. And I guess that brings me over to Ronald, because you have a very important job. Very, very important job. Rolling Loud is one of the biggest festivals ever, especially when it comes to hip hop, but things are changing. We're merging over from Web 2 to Web 3, and having a more interactive experience, being able to be closer to your favorite artists, your favorite creators, essentially being a part of, is a big, big, big theme. So what is it like or how did this relationship start? I know you guys have been friends for a long time, but how are you like, hey, let's do something different. Let's expand this. Let's not only do Web 2, but let's do Web 3.
Well, I'd say I'm crypto native. I got into it 2016, 2017. So if you remember that bull market,
I was there.
I got a bunch of shit coins left over, but thank God I held on to my
we
Bitcoin
love our
Ethereum.
liquid shit coins from the 2017 bull run, and we also love all our liquid shit coins that are trapped on many of the exchanges that went down back then. Shout out to Cryptopia. Go ahead though.
shout out to Walton chain or Walton coin. I had a whole bunch of that one. Probably should have sold it $18, I think. And now what's like a cent? But either way, coming around to NFTs, so NFTs started to come around, and I think it gave a kind of like a Trojan horse almost to bring people into crypto and introduce them into digital ownership. And with Rolling Loud and obviously being a risk-taking company, I mean, there was a reason people weren't doing hip hop music festivals. Maybe they had preconceived notions that it wasn't possible or it couldn't be done. But as Tarek and Matt did, they showed it could be done. And then I think our NFT project kind of represents that as well. You've seen people do what we're trying to do at a much smaller scale, which are much lower risk profile, but fuck it. Like, we're going for it and staying very true to our brand. And we've done a lot in Web 2, and we plan to keep that going in Web 3.
So that makes me really excited because I love music, and I think going to concerts and small gigs, no matter how, or even big festivals, I think it's super important. Like, regardless of what content is posted on the internet, it's important to get these real life experiences. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like your guys' NFT project is direct access to a lot of the Rolling Loud festivals, maybe getting
all of them.
All of them. Okay, tell us a little bit about that.
Lifetime access to every single Rolling Loud festival, period, as well as we're going to be throwing our collection is called Loud Punks. So we'll be throwing exclusive Loud Punks events throughout the world, throughout the year. And that's in access and perpetuity to those as well. But the most important top line utility is lifetime access to every single Rolling Loud festival.
You know how cool that is? Could you imagine if there was if there were NFTs back when Elvis was still around and somebody was able to I'm being dead serious. Like, Elvis was probably one of the biggest, like, he still has fans to this day. But can you imagine buying something that gives you direct access to see your favorite artist perform for the entire perpetuity of it, and get all these little special events? Like, maybe, I don't know what you guys are gonna do. Maybe you guys are gonna do exclusive meet and greets, and it's gonna be more than just, interacting online, which I think is absolutely amazing. It makes me super, super excited because, let's face it, NFTs are for the creators.
And then I think
oh, go ahead, Ronald.
Yeah, like going back to like what brought this all to fruition, I think as an events company, we're super uniquely positioned to deliver on an NFT.
Mm-hmm.
And being in the space, space is dying for legitimate value. And
I'll say it if you don't want to say it.
Yeah. And I think this is one of the best use cases for NFTs. And this is like an entrance into ticketing in a way. And this gives us essentially like a small group to experiment and kind of push tech with people who are native to the space or willing to experiment. And it gives us a really like unique little subgenre to work in now.
I'm actually excited you guys are launching the project, and the reason why we've seen so many different NFT projects. I remember there was one back early of 2018. I hosted an event alongside them, and they wanted to do the same exact idea. But I don't think a lot of people understand how hard it is to host events or festivals, something this size, and you guys seem to have a lot of experience. So what is something that I guess each of you is most excited about to launch this NFT project and kind of really show the market what to do? Because let's face it, the current state of NFTs, we have all these generative projects, which great, fine, you get to make a lot of money. Community gives you shit if you don't want to, if you end up selling, taking profit's bad in the NFT community, because then you're not part of the community anymore. But let's face it, people are here to make money. So what is really, like, how do you see this moving forward, and how do you guys kind of plan on setting the industry in, as far as standards go? Because I feel like a lot of people are going to be looking to your NFT project and wanting to follow suit.
Yeah. Well, I'll address the first part of the question. And the reason we got into it is, Rolling Loud has always been about community and just like building with our fans and growing together and just taking care of each other. Like one of our DJs, DJ Scheme, he says every show, like, hey man, look to your left, look to your right, in front of you, behind you. We're all a family. You see somebody fall, pick them up. Let's take care of each other, blah, blah, blah. And communities are very important for us. And we've been looking for a way to reward and commune with and just come together with our like most core fans. So like the fans that are going to more than one Rolling Loud festival a year, or they're going to, the Miami show every year for the past some of them since 2015,
Mhm.
others just in the past few years or whatever it is. We have different scales of, I'll see tweets of people like, oh, it's my 10th Rolling Loud this weekend. I'm like, wow, that's incredible. So we were looking for a way to group these people together and be able to offer them things and all this stuff. And we're looking at a lot of Web 2 solutions, right? But what really intrigued me about the Web 3 solution of building a community and having a 10,000 person project of our most core fans was the frictionless nature of it, and just the Web 3 community in itself is all about community and building community. So it's like, oh, you marriage those things together, the holders are gonna naturally want to be people that meet up at the show, keep talking on Discord in between the shows and just getting to know each other. Like, our Discord right now is popping. Like, you go in our Discord, people are just talking all day in the lounge, talking about like, how are you, like, how's your day, talking about doing their homework, or talking about going to work, or talking about what NFTs they're buying, or what they're holding, or what they're listening to lately, what concerts they've been to lately. So there's like this whole community building thing that's happening before we even launch the project. So I know that when we mint, it's going to be incredible. And when we have the first of the first time that they'll be able to use that top line utility, which is going to a festival, which will be the California show, the holders that do decide to go, it's going to be awesome. They're going to be able to go to the Loud Punks Lounge and meet up, and be like, hey, meet me at the Loud Punks Lounge in between Lil Baby and so and so or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So super excited for that. That was like the reason, and it's what I'm excited about. And as far as like buying and profiting, like, that's kind of the cool thing about Web3. There's no rules. So like, maybe you buy a couple and you keep one for yourself and you flip the other one, or depending on how much ETH you have, you do whatever you want. We're not going to stop you from doing that, but we are only allow listing, and we call it loud listing. We're only loud listing 10,000 people, so that if you get loud list, you're guaranteed to get the ability to mint upon mint. And if you don't seize that ability in the first window, then we'll open it up to the public. But we look forward to championing the space. Something you said also was, a lot of people have tried to do this, but they're not event people. Right. So like, we're event people, and Gary Vee put it in much better words than I could when I spoke with him. But we're event people coming into Web3, not Web3 people coming into events. So like, when an NFT project is promising you a bunch of events, it's hit or miss. Some of them are really cool, and some of them are really trash. No disrespect.
It's the truth,
but
though.
With us, that our event is fire. If you're a fan of this culture, our event is top tier. It's the one, right? So, and the fact that the scale of it being all over the world already, forget any satellite events we're gonna produce. Just the core offering of our festivals is enough. And so then us harnessing Web3 to do this, I think it's just the better way of going about it.
There's a couple things that you said that are really important to me. I love the fact that you talked about a moon bag. It's a moon bag strategy, and I use it when I trade crypto, and I use it with NFTs. I'll generally pick up like 2 NFTs of a project that I really like. I'll wait for a number to go up. Once it goes up, I'll go ahead and sell that NFT, make sure that I'm able to profit, and then own the other NFT free and clear, get my initial investment back. I did that with my mutant ape, and it worked out really well. And I've taught my audience that strategy. It's called the moon bag strategy. It's exactly what you want to do.
And there's nothing wrong with it.
Thank you.
And actually, there's something right with it, because let me explain it this way. Only 10,000 NFTs will be minted, and after we mint, people that are not Web3 native are going to hear about this. And we all want Web3 to grow, right? We want more people creating MetaMask wallets or Zealous wallets. We want everybody, we want as many people as possible joining Web3 for the right reasons. But so people are going to see that it's sold out and want to get in on it. So you're just offering somebody the opportunity, and hey, sometimes you got to pay your tuition, So if it's a little more expensive.
I've got a question for Ronald. When it comes to some of the utility, do you guys, like, if somebody purchases one of the NFTs, does it allow them and one of the +1 to get in, or is it just for one person?
It's just for one person.
Okay. I was curious about that because I know
Because
some of the
it comes down to like a community component as well. I don't know. You went to NFT NYC, I imagine.
No, I didn't because it was super hectic, but I'm born and raised in LA County, so I'm at all. I was at
I got
NFT LA.
COVID, so maybe it was better to miss out. But there's something unique in those rooms about knowing that everyone was a holder. I think it brings something really special to the table when that's the case. It creates this sort of like ambiance, and that's something that I'm really excited about is festivals, concerts, more specifically festivals, have a really, really unique energy to them.
Mm-hmm.
And then to now include this Loud Punks Only lounge in that environment. So it's like layers on layers of like vibes. And I'm just really excited to see what that looks like because really haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I'm excited for that too. Is there anything else that anyone needs to know that's interested in possibly like trying to get on the loud list, or why that they should buy this, and just kind of anything else? Because I think it's a great idea. I love to see the merge together of the music industry and events and kind of encompass everything into Web3, because I think it's important, especially when we're talking about ticketing. Like, I've gone to so many events way back when because I'm a big punk rock fan. I can't tell you I can't tell you all of the event exactly. I never used to get in the pit. They would put me backstage or up on a speaker somewhere. Yeah, I never got, my friends wouldn't let me get in the pit. But anyways, I can't tell you how many cool gigs. Yeah, they're a good friend. My sister's on the other hand, though. Anyways, but I can't tell you how many events I've been to and I don't remember because lots of fun happened. So it would be cool to have like a recollection, be like, I went here, went there, whatever. Like, I've got a public wallet, wendyO.eth, and like everything that's put in that wallet that's gifted to me goes to my daughter. She's 6 years old. And I think that's also cool eventually when I'm going to be able to get all these POAPs and show mommy spoke at this event, or mommy went here, or this was the experience there. And I can gift it to her. And it's kind of like a photo album because my mom, she saw Elvis, she saw the Beatles, she saw like every single big rock band. Like,
wow.
Like she would, and my mom loved Music Man. So she went to all this stuff, knew everybody, and she has her Beatles ticket, but all the other stuff kind of got destroyed because back from the 60s, 50s, 60s, 70s, whatever.
It's hard to keep track of physical stuff.
Yeah, so I think that you guys are providing a really great solution. But is there anything else anybody needs to know about the project?
November 9th mint date. In regards to loud list spots, running giveaways on Discord, running giveaways on Twitter, collaborating with other collections. So if you have some of these more top tier collections, there will be allocations to your projects. There will be a pre-mint raffle for about half of the allocation. So say you don't have time to be on Twitter or Discord, or you're not already in a collection that's getting allocated, you will be able to enter into a raffle as well. Price is not announced yet, but will be announced very soon.
Okay, guys, so don't get freaked out when you see the price if it is in fact high. And the reason why is this actually does have valid utility. And the reason why it does have valid utility is probably go look at the tickets for this and for Rolling Loud and any other event. It's expensive, especially when it comes, and you also have to factor in insurance risk, booking musicians, and the hecticness that goes along with that. Quick question: is there going to be royalties with the project?
Yes.
Okay. So if
we
somebody
want to speak on that, because I know that there's interesting movements going on within the
if you want to
royalties.
If you want to talk about that really quickly, I know, and then I'll let you guys go. I'm really curious about it.
If you saw what QQL did, Tyler Hobbs' collection, you're blocking marketplaces that aren't enforcing royalties. So we will do that in the short term, and looking at a more long-term solution where we can look at a token by token basis about which tokens are trading without royalties, and those may be subject to being blacklisted until they are traded with royalties. I think royalties are a very important component of Web3. I've seen a lot of shitty takes on this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get those takes.
You can come back on, and
I'll tell you my take on it.
Please.
If you want us to be able to allow the loud punks to be able to enter the show in perpetuity, we need to have a royalty in perpetuity, because that's how we're going to keep funding 10,000 people showing up at our shows as we keep releasing new lineups and stuff. So it's a business at the end of the day, but it's still a great opportunity.
Also, to you guys, inflation. So you guys can get mad at the Fed for this one. No, but if you want to come back on and talk about, like, my opinion when it comes to royalties, I feel like NFTs were created especially for artists, musicians. This is my hill that I'll die on when it comes to royalties. If you want your 10,000 generative pieces that offer no utility, just so you can be a part of a community, not to have royalties, that's fine. That's your business. But it's a special hill for me because my grandpa, my aunt, my friends, like people that I grew up around. I lived in Hollywood when I was 18, and just so many people that I loved and were a big part of my life, they just weren't able to make it. They had big communities, especially on MySpace, but we didn't have NFTs back then. So they got shitted on by the record industry. But anyways, thank you both so much for coming on. This is a great conversation. Again, audience, make sure you guys follow them on Twitter. I'll have their links down below. And if you guys are very interested in participating in this NFT drop and you want to get on the loud list, I will have the information down below. Sending love and light. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and set alerts. WendyO is out.